Okay, well there we have it. It's a resounding no. Every council voted no on the congestion charge referendum. We are hoping to get Faraz Bhatti back any minute now to have a word with him and get his reaction. In the meantime, I'll just go through that again. Every single council voted no in the referendum, and obviously this is a bit of a blow to the GMPT and the council, and indeed the government, who had promised that £1.5 billion to help transport improvements in Manchester in exchange for congestion charge. That looks like it's not going to go ahead now. We're not sure what's going to happen, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. But as you can probably hear from the crowd, there was a lot of cheering on the no's there. Clearly it was an unpopular charge, and the referendum has proved that, with, as I said before, every council voting no. Faraz joins me again now. Faraz, sorry, Faraz, we're just waiting for a mic, Faraz, and then we'll get your reaction. Brilliant. Faraz, you must be very happy then.
Indeed, pleased, very much pleased indeed.
Yeah.
It is a clear message from people of Greater Manchester that we don't want a toll tax on our roads. And to me, I am really, I've got to give congratulations to every single resident in Manchester that's taken part in this referendum, and they've come out in numbers and they have spoken out for it. I mean, for example, Manchester, I mean, some of the critics were going out criticising me as what one Conservative is going to do in Manchester. Well, the result is right behind you. Manchester city centre has been the hub for the ring of congestion charge, and you're seeing the result that's come out in Manchester. 113,000, or just over 113,000 residents in Manchester have said no to the congestion charge, and indeed you've seen it all through the other 9 boroughs as well, the results. So it is a clear-cut message to the government to get their act together, start funding our public transport without having to blackmail us into this such a thing as congestion charging.
Okay, you mentioned earlier that there wasn't a B plan as such. What do you think the council now and the GMP should do to
it will be interesting to see what the outcome will be, and there is going to be a lot of questions asked as well, because during the whole campaign a lot of uneven things have happened as well, so a lot of people need to answer them questions. But at the same time, what the Yes campaign need to accept is the clear-cut message from people of Greater Manchester, and accept it as that, rather than criticising others, and get on with it and try to put a plan together so we can resubmit it to the government.
Okay, but what do you think about, that we're not going to have the Transport Innovation Fund now? I mean, do you think that's a big blow to the city?
I mean, it's not all doom and gloom yet. That's what I'll say. There will be proposals put forward by the AGMA, I hope, which will give the better proposal for transport. I mean, to me, the major point is the way they've gone about with this TIF bill has not been the right way forward. And now, obviously, it gives them a message that they cannot fool the people of Manchester. They need to come out with a realistic methods to be able to avoid the problem of congestion in the city. At the same time, they need to really look at their whole traffic infrastructure, the road infrastructure around this city, and indeed many other boroughs, to see where they are getting the things wrong.
I mean, you were actively involved in the No campaign,
Indeed, and
you actually put forward some suggestions as to ways to improve congestion. Could you just go through those suggestions again?
I mean, the thing is that the suggestions are obviously to rethink the bus lanes that have been created in the city. A lot of them have been created on the old inner roads, and it's just created more problems on the road. There needs to be more yellow school buses introduced. The Metrolink tram links that are actually going to go ahead. Now, people of Manchester will be relieved to know they'll be still going ahead regardless of the no vote. Okay. So a lot of the things that they were claiming that are going to be done are going to be getting done anyway, and there are going to be some certain bits, obviously, that we'll be looking from the central government to give it to Manchester. Okay. But there is a precedent being set. The people of Greater Manchester do not want to live with a toll tax on their roads.
Okay. I mean, were you surprised by the high amount of people that voted no? Because even we heard here in the hall that a lot of people were cheering, and for when no was announced, and the results of the no obviously a lot larger than the results of the yes.
I mean, the thing is, there was obviously a lot of smokescreen created by the yes campaign, but the answer is right in front of them. And the more they were trying to persuade people to yes, I think so they were more irritating people. And what our job was as a no campaign is to make people aware of the facts behind this proposal, and to make sure that we deliver the right result. And I'm really, as I said, I can't be more pleased than anybody else in Manchester to see this result on the board in front of us. And I wish to congratulate every single resident that's taken part in this referendum and has resoundingly sent the message of no back to the electorate.
And what do you think it says that more people voted in this than they did in the last local elections? What do you think that says about the electorate of Manchester?
Well, that obviously tells if you really get to the people, really get to the electorate and get them engaged into it, they will give you their opinion. And at the same time, what proves that the Manchester is changing, the climate in Greater Manchester is changing. People are beginning to understand many more issues and things, and they're beginning to give sounding out. And as I said, is politically for us as a Conservative, it is a quite positive result, because we have been the only political party in the whole of Greater Manchester that have been actively campaigning against this atrocious charge. And as I said, for now is for us to celebrate this, and then hopefully on Monday onward start talking with the other leaders around Greater Manchester, the Conservative leaders, and try to put our proposal forward. But however, whatever happens now, the AGMA needs to listen to people to be able to put forward these proposals. They cannot go at the back of the people, put a proposal forward to government, and then trying to blackmail the people of Greater Manchester with.
Okay. And what do you think this is going? Do you think this is going to affect the next local election, but also the next general election with Labour? Do you think this is kind of kicking the teeth, if you like?
I mean, to me, without sounding too optimistic, all I'll say to yourself is people of Greater Manchester, indeed the people of all of this country, are beginning to understand the mess being created by this government in the centre. Right now, Mr. Brown is busy trying to save the world, as he sort of rightfully tried to mention in his Prime Minister question time on Wednesday, rather than worrying about the local problems or economic problems within our own country. And at the same time, the unemployment is going up, inflation is still going up, even though we've been told that inflation is down. That 2.5% VAT fiasco is not giving consumers so much of the savings so he expected, even though it cost the taxpayer 12 billion. We're already in trillions in debt. So people of this country are beginning to realise the failure of the Labour government, and come next election they will get their opportunities to vote them out.
How much has been spent then on this referendum altogether, with the no campaign, the yes campaign?
I mean, the thing is, figures are going to come out. I'm not I would say qualified enough to give you the information in relation to the whole figures that have been spent by yes or no. But there will be electoral process where people will be submitting their expenses, and no doubt media and yourselves will have enough chance to have a look at.
Okay.
No problem.
So, one last question. Do you think it's fair to say this is the final decision now on this matter?
Well, so far as I can see on the board, the people of Greater Manchester has said no. Now, AGMA and many group leaders that were all cheering for the yes vote would have to sit down and think and listen to their electorate and listen to the message that they've gave out, especially the Labour-run council in Manchester, because 113,000 people in City of Manchester has given a clear message to the Labour council in the council that no, we're not going to put up with this kind of toll tax on our roads. And if they don't sort their act out come May of 2010, they will be losing a lot of councillors on the ground. So would the Liberal Democrats, because they were also holding hands with Labour Party across Manchester for the yes vote.
Okay. Councillor Bhatti, thank you very much.
No problem, thank you very much.
This afternoon. And yes, so there we have it, the resounding no on the congestion charge. Every council in the area voted no against the charge, and so that's it then. And now the government and the GMPT will have to decide what to do next. Thank you very much for joining me on this congestion charge special, live from Manchester Central. From everybody here on the team, we'll see you later at 3 o'clock. Goodbye for now.